Hey everybody, David Andrews here. So my question today is, when does it end? Now, when we look at this beautiful sky here and that a little bit of sun shining through, we know, we know when that ends, right? We know the day is over when the sun goes down. So the question is, when is the chaos going to be over? In other words, the pandemic, the lockdowns, this crazy notion of social distancing. If you ask yourself the question, how did it start? Just like we know the sun comes up every day and we know when the sun goes down. So nature gives us these nice rhythms. But in this case, we're dealing with something rather chaotic because it was created by nefarious individuals. Now, you may not believe this, and so please don't take my word for it. Please have an opportunity to do some research and find out what's really going on. So I would encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to search on your favorite search engine, Event 201. So Event 201 was a pandemic preparedness planning event that took place in October of 2019, just a few months before the pandemic broke out. So we know that there are several parties involved that were actually planning this event. We know that the virus, so-called, was manufactured most likely in a lab, combined labs, multiple labs. It was leaked out of the lab in Wuhan, China, and so we have then something called the China virus or the coronavirus or what have you. But this particular virus doesn't act like all the other viruses. It has a unique quality, a synthetic, man-made type of quality to it. And so all of that points to the fact that we are dealing with bio-warfare or biotechnology that is being used as a weapon against the citizens of the globe to serve a much bigger agenda. Now, you may think, well, what I'm talking about is just a conspiracy theory, none of it's true, but I would encourage you to look into it because there's a mountain of evidence that this has been planned and it is actually being done on purpose. And now we have all of these companies, these pharmaceutical companies who've received billions of dollars from the U.S. government to rush, these vaccines to market in a very rapid pace, more quickly than it ever been done before. And we've already started to hear many news stories. These are actual documented cases of people dying or having severe side effects. And so now they're slowing it down and they're saying maybe the vaccines aren't actually going to work. And when you think about it, that's exactly what they want. Because if the vaccines were perfectly safe and worked 100%, then this would all be over and we'd all go back to our normal lives. But that's not what they want. And so I would suggest that the vaccines are not going to be successful. We are already hearing talk of a second mutant, new strain of the virus. So that's going to create now a whole nother level of chaos in the world. So in order to get ourselves out of this mess, we first have to understand who's creating the mess. And then once we understand who's creating the mess, we have to eliminate or remove them from their positions of power. And most of it is being controlled by mainstream media, the companies that own mainstream media, and a variety of different, what's known as a secret society, which really they aren't so secret anymore. I mean, everybody's pretty much familiar with Freemasonry, Skull and Bones, Illuminati, the Jesuits. There's all of these groups and varying people groups meeting in secret with their secret rituals, their secret orders. I've personally been inside Freemasonry, Masonic temples and had high-ranking Freemasons tell me directly that They do a lot of what they do in secret. They call the public the profane. They're not allowed to be in on these experiences. And so I have some personal firsthand information direct from these individuals. And when you start putting all the pieces together, you realize who is behind much of what goes on in this world to create these very dire circumstances that we are all now living under. The lockdowns themselves are driving suicide rates to be at all-time highs. They're driving depression, anxiety to all-time highs. So the solution, which is lockdowns and social distancing, is actually creating more pain and suffering than the virus itself. So that gives you another clue how this is not something that's being done for the betterment of humanity. It is being done to the destruction of humanity. So how do we get out of this? Is we have to become aware that it's happening. We can't keep our head in the sand. We can't keep denying that these things are true. We have to look. We have to research. We have to uncover the facts. So I'm encouraging everyone watching my video today to please research Event 201. Please research Freemasonry. And please research these variety of topics that relate to this, like coronavirus, vaccines, and you'll start to find some really, really interesting information. And then you can make up your own mind whether you think everything I'm saying is completely ludicrous and crazy, or whether you find some truth behind all these types of topics. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share today that there is an end, but we the people have to create the end to the madness by becoming aware, becoming conscious, and then taking action against the forces of evil that are controlling us in the current times. So hopefully you find peace, you find love, you find encouragement with the people around you. And keep tuning in because I got way more information to share with you. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notifications bell so you get notified when I put out another message. And we're going to also be adding some more content on the 10 healthy habits for high energy living. So stay tuned for that as well. Enjoy.